Hi everyone, bear with me because this video is quite an impromptu one, but as an army I am sick and tired of K-pop and Korea's treatment of BTS. This video is going to be quite unscripted, and honestly I've just written down some points that I want to touch on because usually I get too into being thoughtful or overly censored and I just need to be raw and real for now. If you don't know what's been going on, I do not blame you. I tried my hardest to stay as detached as I could as well because it's just so much, but when BTS continue to get dragged into stuff for no reason, you know I had to jump in. I will say that I am taking no sides on the Heejin versus Hybe situation because if anything, they have both done questionable shit and I dislike both of them equally, and I think everyone should be in the same position as me. If you know me, you know that I am the biggest supporter of idols and their safety, and also the biggest hater of money-hungry executives and companies, so you should basically know my stance on this entire issue. Now, basically because of all of this back and forth fighting between Heejin and Hybe around issues of plagiarism, neglect, compensation, voodoo, BTS have been brought up a lot, and I know what you're thinking. That's inevitable, except that it is entirely avoidable. I hate the fact that new jeans are being mentioned and as well as eyelid, but at least the issue surrounds them. Since subtlety is getting us absolutely nowhere, I'm going to be very real when I say that every artist under Hybe right now has benefited from BTS. The amount and how long this benefit has continued does differ because I'd argue that 17 and Promise 9 received the least of these benefits, as 17 were already well established before entering Hybe, and Hybe barely gives anything to Promise 9 promotion-wise, whereas groups like New Jeans, Le Sserafim, TXT post-debut, and Hyphen, Eyelid, etc. received the most impact. But at the base of it, even the grounds that they are literally recording and practicing their music on was built by BTS's blood, sweat, and tears. I absolutely do not care if you like BTS's music or not, but the fact remains that despite being so young and humble, BTS have not only funded but created this new wave of popularity that has positively affected so many K-pop groups. It is just a fact that a lot of their careers would not be what they are, if they even existed still, if it wasn't for BTS. And while I truly despise Hybe and Heejin for publicly going after this petty feud, putting their artists in danger, I have qualms with both sides that I want to mention. Heejin, we did not forget about Cookie, and statements like these are just another evidence of how much you are willing to put your artists on the line, artists that, might I remind you, are literal children, all for your weird narrative. And Hybe, I have hated the idea of Hybe since its birth. It's giving, OMG, we have so much money. I want more. And with this expansion, Bang PD opened up his company to people in the industry who have either directly suppressed or worked with companies that actively tried to sabotage BTS. That is a great way to thank BTS for literally saving your ass from the streets. Pushing BTS under the bus to promote these new groups and simultaneously using them for their fame, like money really went to your head. I need BTS to take their contracts and do one of these because they are not being appreciated at all for the fucking load on their shoulders. And speaking of lack of appreciation, let's talk about South Korea. There have been rumors about BTS being in a cult because they attended a university. The head of this university is attached to some cult or whatever, honestly I do not care, but now they are attaching BTS to this because they attended this university. Who cares about all of these other idols that also went there? Oh, but they promoted it. And so did all of these idols, but who cares? It's all about BTS, right? But basically, it's insinuated that Hybe is affiliated with this cult. And obviously when people hear Hybe, they don't hear this. They hear this. The organization, as they call themselves, have denied these rumors and stated that they do not even identify as a religious organization or a cult. I don't know if I believe that. I don't care. They also denied rumors of being affiliated with BTS, but they could be lying. So could Heejin, so could everybody. All we know is BTS have never advertised the cult, and since their graduation, they haven't even mentioned the university. And Dawn World, that's the cult, or alleged cult, they did threaten legal action against these rumors, which should tell you that they're pretty confident about their stance. And now, after the rise in tourism because of BTS, the many awards and recognition of K-pop and South Korea as a whole because of BTS, after BTS literally saved K-pop's ass being their bright, shiny light during their most darkest scandals, after having a free concert for their country during their break, after donating to countless Korean organizations and schools and hospitals, after still serving their country in the military despite the clear truth that they should have been exempted, this is how you repay them. You have to genuinely either be dense as fuck or hoping and praying for BTS's downfall because you accuse them of chart manipulation in Korea. Okay, but then how is this happening in American charts? How is this happening worldwide? Did they go ahead and pay each and every country, each and every chart? Every single fan, every single award show? Let's be real. Let's be realistic. If they were only charting high in Korea and their sales didn't match their followers or hype in real life, I'd say sure, look into it. But BTS are the face of organic growth. You just hate to see them succeed and are doing the very same thing you tried to do to them back in 2015. Now, I have mentioned this point on my community posts before and everyone gets really riled up, but I'm going to bring it back up because it's the truth. K-pop has declined in popularity since BTS's enlistment. And I wonder why that happened. You're only saying that because you're an ARMY. Am I? Am I the only one saying that? Because whether you want to admit it or not, K-pop is not K-popping like it did pre-BTS enlistment. Sales are being bolstered by multiple versions, mass buying, etc. K-pop used to hit the news and be on variety shows worldwide all of the time. I will say that if you're focused on individual popularity, like if you were to chart only Stray Kids' success or only IVE's, then yeah, you think it grew because it did. But as a whole, as an industry, it has died down. The fame happening now is sustained to already popular groups by their fans. And who's still doing the biggest numbers worldwide? Even after enlistment? Oh yeah, BTS members. I'm not saying other groups aren't doing well, like ATEEZ and LE SSERAFIM at Coachella and Stray Kids and TXT, they're all doing amazing, but it hardly seems like industry success. It just seems like a couple of famous groups that are going to eventually see a decline if this continues. Fans of these groups obviously don't want to admit it because it means admitting that BTS positively affected K-pop, and who wants to say that? But I've been a K-pop fan since 2015, and K-pop has never been so dull. And if you don't want to accept that, that's fine. You can chalk it up to my kooky opinion, but if you know, you know. I guess my point is that regardless of everything, BTS right now are being literally the most good that they could be. They're serving their country for the second time after serving so much already. Doing it proudly despite the fucking hate comments that plague them. Like, some of these are genuinely disgusting and I can't even show them. I do not know how they are allowed on these media platforms. But these comments from XOLs and Blinks, which XOLs, I'd like y'all to keep an eye on your enlisted members instead of BTS's. How about that? And I guess according to you guys, perhaps BTS's success in the military is also because they paid for it. Even if BTS literally win a race in front of your eyes, you are going to continue to undermine their hard work and chalk it up to them paying for it. Are you serious? Who do you think they paid? Like, genuinely. Every chart worldwide, every award show that either awarded them or nominated them, every single music platform, every single concert venue and attendee? You are grossly mistaking how rich they are. Fraudulence is when you strangely win awards despite BTS being number one on every voting poll and charts. Fraudulence is when your physical sales skyrocket but your digitals are pathetic, or the other way around. Fraudulence is when you can apparently sell major units but your concert venue is half empty. That's what fraudulence is. That is what manipulation is, and I think you guys should look into those groups instead. I'm honestly so frustrated with people just not being able to accept the fact that BTS are the BTS. You think they aren't famous? Literally go out on the street and ask anyone if they know who BTS is. I can literally point you to the hundreds of hate campaigns that happen around the world against BTS, and that kind of hate does not come from being unknown. Like it or not, that comes when you're fucking successful, and that's what BTS are. I just hope that BTS are seeing this and finally understanding that everyone out there is not looking out for them, not their company, not their country, no one. It is history repeating itself, just like big companies tried to push BTS down back in 2015, trying to accuse them of paying their way when they were still wearing fake designer stuff and could barely pay rent. That's exactly what is still happening. I have no idea what it is about these 7 guys that just threatens everybody so much, but I guess it's just proof of how successful they really are. If you're an ARMY, you know that this is coming from years of frustration at the unfairness that BTS have seen again and again and again, and it seems to have no end. I wish that BTS find a way to separate themselves from that cursed-ass company that seems to only care about the fame attached to BTS's name, but not the people. The company that uses them and leeches onto their fame only to then push them under the bus to promote their newer artists or find new ways to get more money into their huge stupid pockets. I honestly hope that BTS understand that the only people that they can truly trust is themselves and each other. And more than anything, I hope that their families or the people around them are able to be good support systems for them, because this cannot be easy. And honestly, I know that in the end, the truth will win, and that is BTS, and BTS karma is real, and that is all I have to say.